Hey everyone, welcome back to the Brotherhood podcast. Today we have starting returning point guard Tyrese Proctor, Aussie Aussie.
Thank you for
Back
having me,
here.
Ryan.
Is it 2 Aussies or 3?
For the chant?
I didn't know it was a chant. I just say it all the time because Jeremy says it all
We
the time.
say 2. Aussie Aussie.
Aussie Aussie.
Like me and you. Aussie Aussie.
Well, I know me and you say it because
Me and Jeremy say Aussie Aussie.
Well, what do they say in Australia?
Aussie Aussie Aussie.
Okay, so I'm saying it wrong.
No, I like 2. I don't like 3.
Okay, 2 sounds more natural.
Yeah, it does.
Appreciate you being here. Tough Fortnite runs last night for us.
Yeah, and went to a great baseball game too.
Yeah, we showed up at the Durham Bulls game yesterday. Bottom of the first inning.
7-0.
It was 7-0. But they played okay for the rest of the game. They had like 4 runs, but they still lost by
Like 7.
yeah, tough. Right, let's start with some Australian background for you. I know I was going to ask you a ton about your impressions of the United States, but you have a little bit of background here. Your father played college basketball here and then went over to Australia. Is that correct?
Yeah, he played in Mississippi. He was born and raised in Mississippi, and then he moved over to Australia to play. Met my mom, and I grew up in Australia in Sydney, and yeah, I've been over here quite a bit to see family and stuff. But it wasn't a huge change coming over.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And then you played for, what was the, something Academy?
NBA Global Academy. Yeah.
There's been a lot of NBA guys from Australia in that, right?
Yeah. It started off as it's called the Center of Excellence, and then the NBA Academy's sort of new, but a lot of guys in the league and that have played for Olympics and stuff have come out of it. So it was good for my development for sure.
And then you played, I know we were playing Fortnite the other day with Dyson Daniels, but you have a lot of guys that are in the league now that you have relationships with. I know you know Josh Giddey pretty well, and then obviously Jack White played here, recently NBA champion.
Yeah.
How much do you rely on those guys for advice, and how much are you able to kind of ask them questions and learn from them?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good having just different outlets that have sort of been through what I'm going through, or have taken different routes and are now at the level that I want to get to. Obviously, like you said, Dyson, Giddey. I met Patty this year.
Oh yeah,
Patty
he came to one of the. You saw us on the road, right?
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I saw him at that game. But yeah, Jack White, NBA champion. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just cool being able to go to those guys and seek advice and stuff.
Yeah. So you make the decision to come here to Duke early. I don't even remember that really happening. Can you talk me through what was behind that decision?
It'll happen so quick, bro. It was like 2021 or 2. I can't remember. I was playing in a tournament. That's when I first got the interest. And then the start of last year, I got offered. And within like a month or 2, I found out I was coming here. So it was it all happened really quick. But it was sort of just dependent on Trevor's decision.
Yeah.
And then he left it till like the last minute of the window or something like that. So we were just waiting patiently, and had calls with Shire and the guys here for a couple of weeks, and then I wanted to come early anyway. I thought it was good for my development, and it worked out pretty well.
So Shire reached out and was like, hey, if Trevor goes to league, we'll have a spot here and watch it come.
Yeah.
And you were all for it.
Yeah, he just sort of raised the idea that it could happen. And he was really keen on me coming here if that was the case. He couldn't say that Trevor was going or staying, or whatever, but he had a fair idea. So we just played it by ear.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because I'm entering my 6th year here. I'm really out of the loop and
You're old.
Huh?
I said you're old as hell.
Well, I just don't. By the time you're like a senior, you're less involved in the recruiting stuff because obviously with young guys they want the freshmen and sophomores interacting with them because those are the guys they're going to know. So basically when you guys show up is the first time I'm meeting you.
Well, you're barely on social media as well.
Well, all right. I am. I just don't have the same followers that you guys have. I am less interactive, I guess.
Do you still have Facebook?
No, I don't have Facebook. I have Facebook for Facebook Marketplace, and that's it.
What did you use growing up? The same things?
Twitter was the first
Skype?
thing I downloaded. I didn't have Skype. What
What was that old one called?
Uvu.
What?
Uvu was like a thing when I was younger. That was like a FaceTime app almost. Kick.
Oh yeah, I know Kick. I didn't use that. My mom did.
Omegle was like
Omegle?
Omegle was like a FaceTime thing.
Yeah, right.
Dude, what else did I have? I don't know. Instagram was like kind of
The main,
like
yeah.
yeah. Instagram was always the one, and then Twitter was like fun. I remember
Twitter's
when
not big in Australia.
it's not.
Nah, it's huge over here.
Yeah,
I only
It's huge
like I didn't
for-
even have a Twitter account before I came over here.
it's bigger for news now. Like I don't know. I use it for mostly that. If something happens, you just look it up, like if it's
Yeah,
trending on
facts.
Twitter to see like about it. But
Any
I would
leaks.
never tweet anything really,
Yeah,
unless you're like
just retweeting stuff.
yeah. But it's kind of changed. It used to be like a thing where you would like tweet. Oh, I would tweet like regularly, like happy birthdays and stuff.
Oh, that's
But-
nice.
Yeah, maybe when your birthday comes up this year, I'll give you
I get
a tweet.
Ryan Young tweet.
All right. So you show up here early. I guess it's not completely new, but some early impressions of the United States. There had to be some cultural differences right away.
The food.
Yeah.
The food is so shit over here, bro.
Over here?
Yes. It's so unhealthy. Everything's fried. There's chicken everywhere.
There's chicken everywhere.
Australia is a lot healthier.
I mean, you lived in Sydney. You lived in a big city.
Yeah.
And now we're in like.
I was
guess
in-
This doesn't feel like the South and like Durham.
No,
but
it doesn't
is.
feel like the South at all.
Oh, I guess because you've been in
Compared to
Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah.
I mean, if
Completely
Mississippi
different.
and Durham are your two comparisons, what about LA? You had to have eaten like.
I went
well
to
when you
LA.
were in
LA was there was good food in LA.
Yeah.
I liked LA. I've been there a couple of times. Yeah. And isn't Durham known for its food as well?
People say that. They say they're known for barbecue.
Oh.
I don't know if there's like. I don't know how you mess up barbecue. And it seems like all the barbecue I've gotten everywhere in this country tastes like pretty similar.
Yeah. No, that was probably the main difference. Just the
Well,
food.
remember we taught you how to tip at Cheesecake?
Oh yeah, Ryan. Yeah, you told me.
Who
how
were
to.
we at? Jake? At
You and Slim
yeah.
in
that
at
was-
South Point.
So you don't. Yeah, that was what, around Christmas time maybe. I remember it.
Just after when
So
everyone
you-
was on break.
And when you go out to eat in Australia, you don't tip.
No.
You just.
I mean, unless you like really like them, but it normally like the tip goes in with their salary. Like it's just automatic. We don't
yeah,
have
they
to.
just make more per hour. Is it? Some people always say in Europe it's like almost disrespectful to tip. Is that the same
Really?
in Australia?
No.
I thought it. I know people have said that like if you try and tip, it's like I don't know. Some
I've
people get
never heard of
offended,
that.
I guess.
No. You wouldn't. No one tips in Australia unless you like. They do like such a good job, or you like them so much that you just give them a little tip.
What are your favorite dishes? Is there different? Like if you had to go home to Australia and you were looking forward to like one kind of food,
Honey
that you
chicken.
could- honey chicken.
Yeah. It's not sesame chicken and it's not orange chicken. Me and Shai have had multiple conversations about this, and yeah, you guys
What
don't have it
honey?
out here. It's like sesame chicken, but the base that it's marinated in is honey,
Okay.
sort of thing.
Okay. Well, what are the top restaurants you've been here that you like in the U.S.?
In the U.S. or in Durham?
I mean, both. Like
Well, I can't remember
Durham's
restaurants,
Durham's
but-
in the United States, so you could do both. Well, I mean, like fast food chains that you didn't have back there. Do you have Chick-fil-A? No.
Chick-fil-A is good. I mean, Cookout's not bad.
I
Late
haven't had
night,
Cookout.
if you just need some food, Cookout. What else? The KFC back home is better. I haven't seen a KFC here.
They're here. I
haven't
don't know
seen
if you haven't driven around
it.
much.
Popeyes, it's good.
Really?
I like Popeyes. That's probably it.
You guys got air conditioning in Australia? They don't have much air
kind of
conditioning
question
in
is
Europe. They don't have I haven't been to Australia. I've been to Europe.
Yes, there's air
Do
conditioning.
you have ice in your drinks?
Yes. I mean, if you want ice in your drinks. You mean at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with ice.
Okay.
Oh, we were talking about this the other day
Yeah, because
with Flip's girlfriend.
Europe, you either have to they either just don't have ice in your drinks, or you have to pay.
No, you have to pay for ice?
Yeah, that's definitely happened. Like if you're in France or Italy, I think that's a big deal.
No, we don't have to
And
pay
every
for ice.
place is super hot because they don't have much air conditioning.
No, we have air conditioning and ice.
Nice. That sounds like a pretty good place.
It's a great place.
All right, and then what about the adjustment to driving here? You've been driving around Jaden's car this summer?
Yeah.
That thing's about to fall apart.
Oh, it gets you from A to B. That's about it. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's like not a crazy change. When I went back home, I kept trying to turn and use my blinkers, and I kept using the windscreen wipers.
Oh, because it's on the right side?
Yeah, but driving, it's not that bad. First time I drove, Mark was in the passenger seat, and because I'm used to driving on the right side of the steering wheel, I kept driving on the right side, like too close to the cars that are parked. So he was getting all scared and stuff, but that was about it.
Mark's not a good driver either, though, right?
He's okay. Derek, though, whew.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good driver, but, like, that man flies. I'm not even going to lie.
I mean, he drives that huge car around, too.
Escalade.
That's, like, super difficult to, like, park and stuff. But, okay, some other background stuff. You just got a new tattoo, what, last week?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
What is it?
It says sacrifice, and then I got one for my mom. And then I got my inner forearm done before last season by my grandma.
It has a Mississippi thing, right?
Yeah, so the eagle is on top of the Capitol building in Jackson's, like the golden eagle. So that's up there to represent her. And then just the date that she died and just a message that my dad sent me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to get that whole arm done?
Nah, I didn't think so.
What do you want? Do you have any plans? Other arm?
Nah, I was thinking of getting something on my bicep, but like, I heard that hurts a lot, so I don't know. I might not. But something to do with like the Sydney skyline.
Yeah.
Back home. And I was thinking about my back, but I might hold off for a little bit.
Your back?
Yeah, my upper back.
Kind of give off like thigh tat vibes.
Nah. I'm not gonna get my legs, I don't think. Not
Really?
right now.
Ever?
I don't know about ever. I mean,
Well, that's new.
I haven't said no, not ever, but
But the next thing you would do would be your back or your bicep.
I think so.
The skyline on your back could be cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Are you gonna get any tattoos?
I don't know. I would. I don't have any right now. I don't have anything that. The thing that stops me is not having like anything I'm too overly passionate about. I feel like anything that I would get, I've been fortunate enough not to be around too much death in my family. I know that's obviously a big one to get a tattoo for. Like my grandfather died when I was younger, but I didn't really like know him that well, so it'd feel kind of weird if I like got a tattoo and like didn't really.
Where would you get it?
Bicep or like under, like right here, this area.
On your ribs?
I don't know. Like I don't know.
That's called your ribs.
Yeah. Or like right here in the wrist. It's like cool.
Yeah,
But
wrist
I don't have
spots.
any just. I can't think of anything that I would get that I would be like, this is kind of like not really. I don't really care too much about this.
Nothing to do with home. Weren't you born in Canada?
Yeah, but I've
no
never
reason.
been back, and I lived there for like less than 2 months. Moved around a lot growing up.
And you going back there tomorrow?
Yeah, flying back for the F1 race. Can your agent get me tickets or no?
I don't think so. You should ask Paulo.
I do not want to pay the $300 to watch.
That's insane.
The general admission's like, I know it's like I'm not into F1 like that, but I know it's like a big like luxury thing, and like the general admission is like lowest like $250.
Do you know where you're sitting? Like,
I don't know. I have no idea, but I just can't. I can't pay that to watch cars go really fast.
Is it on the water? Or is it in like an actual like...
Probably close. They always put those like races in
Yeah.
cool areas.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a cool experience, but I'd rather just walk around like Montreal. But yeah,
Or just watch it on TV and see every angle.
yeah, or just I don't know. You could do. It just doesn't seem like it's worth the money.
300?
Yeah. And if you're not gonna ask your agent, but whatever. All right. Last thing about your background. You have a younger sister who wants to play college basketball. Does she want to come over to the States to play?
Yeah. She's been wanting to move over here.
Really?
And then when we started going out visits and stuff, it just sort of got her more
She came with.
excited. Yeah, she came on both of the visits to here in Arizona.
Nice. It's pretty cool. She got that experience.
Yeah. She loves it over here, so she wants to come over as well.
Nice. How old is she?
15.
She got 2 or 3 more years of high school basketball.
Yeah, a couple more years.
Nice.
And then she might, I don't know, yeah, depending on what happens, she might come over here for a last year or AAU or something. I don't know yet.
I think that gives. Were you ever considering that coming over to play like
Yeah, if
Give you an edge.
when COVID happened,
Yeah.
because Australia got like completely locked down. Like you couldn't even see your family outside of your household for a certain amount of period. So I didn't see my parents for like 8 months because I was in another state. But I was gonna like one of the options that I sort of had was to either go to the academy or we were sort of weighing up and coming over here to play AAU just to get that exposure, I guess. And so I had a couple of teams out here, people that I knew that sort of wanted me to play with them. So I had the opportunity, but the academy was way better than that. So
Yeah.
went over
Absolutely.
there.
That'll transition nicely into the. I was going to ask you about the difference of Australia and U.S. college basketball and what that difference kind of looked like because you played with older men, especially when you were playing with the national team.
Yeah.
You know, what were the biggest differences that jumped out to you immediately when you came over and started practicing with us?
I don't think it was. I think it was the game. More so games. I think practice was alright, but in the games, like, bro, like every possession matters. Like whereas back home, like you might take a rest or something, like on a defensive possession or something, like you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but over here, like you give up a layup, like early game, that guy could go for 30, like just off that layup or something like that. So I think that was the biggest sort of thing that jumped out at me, and I had to sort of adapt to really quickly.
You're always complaining about that hip check defensively you got called
Oh
for.
yeah, the one
They don't-
hand thing.
Yeah, like if a guy's driving into you,
Yeah,
you
and you
cut him
one hand,
off
yeah.
and have like an arm bar on him.
Yeah,
They
I'm
call
just
you.
gonna fall now, so
Take a few more charges next year?
Yeah.
Do you have a charge this year?
Yeah,
You did?
I had a lot at the start of the year.
Who do you think led our team in charges? I
Me?
took 2 or
I think
3.
it was me.
Really?
I think so.
Huh.
Do you have the stats for that?
We could check it. They don't keep charges though.
Oh.
In college basketball, I don't think they do. Similar to like I guess a hustle stat. I remember you complaining about that, but
Germ took a few too.
I guess your guys' charges are different than the ones that I take under.
It's
the
not,
basket.
yeah. Ours are also on ball.
Offensive fouls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a
push-offs.
charge, an offensive foul.
Yeah, but
What other charges are there?
like I'm just saying, there's a difference between like a push off where you just like
Oh, and when you slide over.
yeah, and take it to like.
I mean, they're still
somebody
both a
runs you over.
charge.
Yeah, but the charge of the baskets that I take are more exciting than yours. I'd say.
Oh, because you slide like last minute and
Yeah, it's a
everyone
big
picks you
energy
up
play,
and-
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
fun.
got you.
It gets some momentum. Versus yours is just like, meh.
yeah.
You transitioned. Well, actually, just talk me through this whole season, and your recap of I guess how you thought it went, and how you thought it as a team, and went for you personally.
I think, well, obviously having 7 freshmen is pretty
Yeah.
crazy. I don't think it's ever happened before, but I thought we all did well. I think obviously late season we picked up a lot, especially after getting absolutely whooped at Miami. I think that was good for us in a sense though, because it sort of put us in our place a little bit, and obviously after that meeting that we had that everyone seems to talk about a lot. I think that helped as well, and then went on a nice little run.
Yeah. Did you think that Miami game was the hardest game of the season for you personally? I remember after the Bellarmine game,
Oh my god, bro!
I remember
It was a
everybody in the locker
track
room, but
meet.
especially you, just chasing around those
It's
guards.
a track meet, bro. It was a track meet.
They were talented. They beat somebody. Didn't they beat? Well, they beat
They-
Louisville
Louisville.
before us, and then and then somebody. They beat another Power 5 school right before they played us.
I remember Louisville. I don't remember another team.
But they were a tough game. What about NC State? We were talking about this a few weeks ago, but me and you both came off the bench for NC State.
I remember that game. Yeah,
Watching the first few minutes was astonishing.
it was just.
They couldn't score either, though. For the
Yeah,
first,
and then once they scored, they couldn't stop, and we couldn't score. And then we came in and we were down. What I want to say like 10.
that was more than
14?
that. Like I remember the first media being like 4-2 or like 2-0, and then within like a few minutes it was like 15-2, and then me and you were like,
I
looking at each other
looked
like,
at you. Yeah,
we were gonna check in. Like, all right, let's go in and try and salvage this.
DJ Burns and stuff.
Yeah, DJ Burns came in and hit. He's like my favorite player in the league to watch. He's unbelievable. But he hits like, I don't know, he hit like 4 hook shots from like outside of the paint. That was just
The fadeaways. He wasn't missing.
he doesn't miss. He has like incredible touch, but like from not, he doesn't really like get anywhere if he like posts up. Like wherever he catches it is where he's gonna shoot it
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
And
Push him out early.
he uses his body well and like just uses angles, I guess. Me and him were just a battle of not jumping high and hook shots.
You got a dunk this year though.
Yeah, I wonder if he has a dunk. I don't know if he did.
Yeah, maybe.
I got one dunk.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, rim grazer. Barely got it up there.
No, it was a dunk. It was a dunk.
How many dunks do you think I'll get this year?
I only had one, I think. Virginia.
No. How many dunks? Oh, you had one too?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. Who do you think will have more dunks next year between me
I
and
promise
you?
you, I'll have more dunks than you next year.
You promise?
Yeah, I'll put money on it.
You're kind of in control of my dunks. I need like I need so much space and a perfect pass from the guard to even feel
A lob?
confident enough to go up. I can't catch a lob, but not in game.
I didn't catch a lob this year.
You can throw it up there. I'll go grab it, but I'm probably coming
They're
out.
not give me a
with it and
turnover
putting
for it. You better catch it.
Yeah, guarding DJ Burns. Who was the hardest defensive assignment you had? Because you started at the beginning of the year. We were coming off the bench a
playing
little
a
bit,
lot of
but
defense.
all this,
And then I decided to start playing defense.
and then all of a sudden you had a stretch of like 3 or 4 of
Yeah.
when we were playing those teams that were really guard heavy. You were guarding the best guard. What clicked in your? What was that about? I mean, did
Yeah,
you
I
just
don't know.
experience?
I think
Did Coach Shire get on you?
No, he didn't get on me. I think it was just a bit of experience, and just taking a little bit of pride in it as well. Like not, like if we're gonna win games, I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, guard people. But toughest,
I mean, all those Miami guards.
that Syracuse one though,
Judah
Gerard.
Mintz? Oh, Joe Gerard.
running off
Yeah.
all those screens, bro.
Yeah.
That was him and Couture, and then against Tennessee, Santi.
Yeah.
That was because you're trying to run off, get around all these screens before then he catches the ball and you're already gassed, and
Yeah.
so that probably those 3. Miami, Isaiah was tough.
He's an interesting guard because he
He plays weird, bro.
Well, he wasn't necessarily like a 3-point shooter. I'm sure he probably shot a decent percentage, but he loved like mid ranges.
He's like so patient off his pivot as well.
He's an old player. I think he came out of high school with me, or maybe a year,
Youngster
after. But he was a Philly guy, and that was definitely like his 3rd or 4th year at Miami. So,
Yeah.
did you see that guarding other freshmen versus old dudes? Was that like the difference? Their
Definitely.
patience.
Definitely. I think a lot of the guarding a lot of the freshmen and stuff like that. I think they're also like one pace, but they're quick to that pace. Whereas like the older guys just use their body and change their speed and stuff like that, which makes it a lot harder. And they just know college basketball as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I started to get used to. Just guys that some guys are only good because they've been in college for like 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
So like they know the ins and outs of the game. And stuff
Not me
like
though,
that.
right?
No, not you.
Okay. Yeah, there's dudes that, I mean, you see it all the time. Like some of the best players in college basketball don't even get like looks at the league,
Yeah.
and they're really
It's crazy.
unbelievably good college basketball players.
I find that so crazy how that works. Like guys would be killing college and like they're older
Yeah,
and
they
stuff,
just
and they just don't get drafted that high and stuff.
It's a different game. And then you transition more to both defensively, but offensively this past year you had to change more to go the ball into your hand, more dominant towards, I guess, middle to end of the year. Jeremy moved more to a scoring position, the shooting guard role. You know, how did you feel going into that? Obviously, you excelled in the role,
Yeah.
but what went into that? How did you kind of mold into that position?
I just had to get comfortable. I'm a point guard.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the issue or anything like that. I think just getting Jerm more looks off the ball was better for us as well. Because I think when Jerm was at the point, he was so worried about like getting other people involved as well as getting his. Like he was like overthinking it a bit. So when I was at the point, he could just focus on getting his buckets and still facilitating, but
Yeah.
he didn't have to, because he was also trying to lead as well. And So I think just took a bit of pressure off him, and then just had me in my natural game, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to play with you in the pick and roll. Jeremy as well. Like we
Yeah.
could swing to either side. Derek could run up there and set a screen. And just a lot of good options on the floor.
Yeah.
A lot of good space in between.
Especially
everybody.
this year, we're gonna be so spaced, bro.
Yeah.
So spaced.
Yeah. Moving into next year, the decision to come back. What were you ever? I know you made the decision pretty early.
Yeah.
But can you talk me through that process? What were? Was there any thought about leaving after this first year? And what went through that? What were the conversations like with your people?
Yeah, there was definitely talk about. Like, I wanted to sort of make my decision early. Like, I didn't want to have to just wait and just like sort of drag it out. But I got all the feedback from the NBA teams, and obviously,
What was that feedback?
it was. I mean, it was good. Like, it was good feedback. It just wasn't sort of what I wanted to. Like, it put me in the position where I wanted to. Like, I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I took all that, talked to people I needed to talk to, and had conversations with all the coaches and stuff, and me and my family and stuff. Just thought it was the best decision for me to come back. It was ultimately on me. Like, I could have gone through the whole draft process and tried to go late first round.
Yeah.
But yet again, like reclassifying and stuff, it sort of gave me a year. Like, I should be a freshman going into this year.
Yeah.
So it's already
Still very young, so you don't lose that.
given me a year to get under my belt and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's a good point because so many, I feel like NBA scouts, like there's such a big difference between guys that are one year,
Yeah.
one and done versus two, and you're coming back for a second year, but you technically should be a freshman.
Yeah. So I had nothing to lose that first year. So
yeah,
sort of.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then moving into this next year, what are you most excited about the team and playing some big time games, obviously early in the schedule?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Obviously got what five freshmen coming in.
Four.
But no, I think we're gonna play really different compared to last year, because obviously last year we were a lot taller
Yeah.
and bigger and stuff like that. But I think we're gonna be spaced out offensively a lot. I think we're gonna be we're gonna be good. I'm just looking forward to just being a leader, being the starting point guard coming back and just leading these young guys, try and get them up to speed as quick as I can. And obviously the guys that we have returning is going to be good as well, because we sort of lacked that experience a bit early last year. But yeah, no, the games early should be good. We got Baylor and Madison, Arizona here.
Arizona home. We'll get somebody in the SEC.
SEC.
I don't know if we'll be on the road or home.
Michigan State.
Michigan State and Chicago.
That's
Will that be your first time in Chicago?
No, I've been to Chicago before.
I assume we're playing in the United Center. It's a cool place to play.
Have you played there?
Yeah, they had the Big Ten tournament there when I was younger. I think 2 different years maybe. But went to a few Bulls games and stuff like that too. It's a cool arena.
You said when you were younger?
Like when I was a freshman or sophomore at Northwestern.
So a while ago.
I mean, yeah, sure. Whatever. How about the thoughts on the freshmen coming in? Obviously, some dudes with a ton of talent. Do you have any previous relationships? No, they're all American. But do you ever play with any of those guys before?
No. No, I haven't played with any of them. I've obviously seen them and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, they're good. Playing with them they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
It's exciting. There were like when we were playing pickup. It's always weird when you have like a new group come in and like it's just like a different, especially like with pickup in general. It's just like different. But you have so many different guys that are trying to learn what their roles are, and nobody's ever played with anybody before. But I thought it was great the way guys just came in and played the right way, moved the ball.
Yeah, they all got a lot of confidence too. That was a big thing that I saw. They all sort of know what they can do and don't try and do anything outside of that, which is good.
Yeah, it was fun. They were hitting big shots. They're talented, so it's exciting. What about your personal style of play for next year? You have anything you think you want to really add to your game, change?
I mean, just keep being aggressive. I think I could have been more aggressive last year with the ball in my hands, and I think moving without the ball is going to be a big thing this year as well, especially sort of later once teams start scouting and like learning our sets and sort of figuring out how we all play. I think that's going to be a big thing, just adjusting the way that we play and just different reads. But I thought even in the pickup games, like the way we was moving without the ball and stuff. Like, I think we're gonna be really hard to guard.
It's a big deal, especially with our versatility and the different ways that we have so many different weapons and different
So
styles.
many shooters, bro.
Yeah, we have a lot of shooting on the floor this year.
You're gonna have 5 guys on the court that can shoot the 3 pretty consistently.
It'll be pretty exciting. What about, you were just out in LA working out with your agency. What kind of things are you working on there that differ from your workouts with here? Like, are you trying to do more stuff that NBA, like, scouts want to see?
Yeah.
What's, like, going through your head
It was
when you're working out over there?
So I was out there, with CAA and Don McLean, and we were just working on a lot of like change of pace and sort of just playing while you're tired. A lot of conditioning and stuff, like just running up and down and then straight into shots. But I think the biggest thing with the NBA, like, everyone's really talented and stuff, but it's just like even playing with, like, we play with Chris Paul and who was else? Kobe White, Davion Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
Like the change of pace and the way that they like just change their speeds is crazy.
Yeah.
Like we all do the same moves that they do, but they just have like that quick burst.
Yeah.
And then they can just stop on a dime. That was the biggest thing that I sort of learnt from being over there, and working out for the 2 weeks that I was there. And
How do you think those guys got to that level? Is it like quick twitch training? Is it just playing?
I think it's just getting used to it.
Yeah.
Just practicing it, and obviously being in the league is obviously going to help you.
Playing against the best, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But yeah, that was the biggest, not shock, but sort of thing that I didn't realize was going to be that sort of key, I guess.
When Chris Paul's a dude like that, you watch him play, he doesn't like stand out as being like a crazy fast player.
Yeah,
but
he wasn't even that fast
can-
to guard, but his like body positioning and just his IQ and reads and stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
we were only playing 3-on-3 at one point. But just some of his cuts and screening angles and stuff like that, like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. We play as long as he has. He was drafted with LeBron in the 2003 class.
No, I don't think so.
Who is
I'm
Dwayne
pretty sure
Wade.
LeBron's the only one in his class still playing.
Oh, you're right.
Because it was him and Melo.
Yeah, Melo. It was Carmelo, him, and Dwayne Wade were the 2003 class.
I don't know when
Chris Paul went Wake Forest. He might have been like more like 2006, 2007, but he's been around a while.
Yeah, he has.
So, still super effective. Right. Let's end with some Aussie trivia for you, Tyrese. I got 5 questions. We're gonna see if you're.
Are these ones you looked off the internet?
Yeah. Did you think I was gonna be able to come up with trivia in my head about Australia? You'll be able to get a few. I mean, hopefully, or else you'll be exposed as a fraud.
Look a little bad.
I think you should be able to get the majority of them. This first one's kind of tough, though. You ready?
No.
Number 1, Australia has the highest minimum wage of any country in the world. What is the hourly minimum wage in Australia?
Like $14, $13? I don't know.
I mean, it's around there. Can I get an exact answer? You didn't have any jobs?
No.
Do you know the hourly minimum wage here?
No, what is it?
$7.25.
7?
Yeah.
No, it's higher. It's higher over there, I think.
Well, yeah, it's the highest of any country.
I want to say 13 an hour.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's 12.14 Australian dollars and 14.54 US dollars. It's almost double. I think it's almost exactly double the US minimum wage.
Why is that?
I
You guys got more people as well.
Yeah, but you pay less. You probably pay more in taxes over there. You guys got free healthcare or no?
There's an option for it, I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then there's private healthcare as well.
Yeah, I mean we pay like less taxes, but that means you make less money, or at least
Medicare. Do you
minimum
have
wage.
Medicare?
Huh?
Do you have Medicare over here?
Yeah, we still have like the thing that Obama implemented when he was here, when he was in office.
What?
It was called Obamacare. But yeah, I mean, I just less, I guess, in general.
Obamacare.
Okay, I'll count that as you didn't get that right.
That's correct.
No, you didn't. Number 2, the elongated arch shape of Sydney's Harbour Bridge has led locals to give it a nickname after what item you might find in a closet?
What?
It's Sydney's Harbour Bridge. You're from Sydney.
I know where the Harbour Bridge is.
Well, what's its nickname?
I don't
That
know what the
locals give
nickname
it.
is.
You're supposed to be a local.
I don't know what the nickname is.
It's also
Something to
an
do with
item
a-
that you might find in a
Something to do
closet.
with a hanger?
Yeah. What?
I don't know. A hanger?
A coat hanger.
Yeah.
You never heard anybody say that?
No.
Okay,
Well, I got it right. A hanger. That's a coat
I
hanger.
don't know if you got.
Is a hanger not a coat hanger? Yeah.
The website said locals give it a nickname. You're supposed to be.
Well, a hanger. That is the nickname.
Okay. Coat hanger.
A coat hanger is the real object.
0 for 2. What percentage of Australians live on the coast? Your 4 options: 60%, 70%, 80%, or 90%.
60, 80, 90?
70, 60, 70, 80, 90.
70, 80, 90.
All Australians.
Like 70?
No, 90.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a lot.
Isn't every city on the coast? Almost.
Yeah. Damn near. I think except for...
It's-
No, I think everyone,
Perth
I
is
think.
more. Is
No,
Perth the
Perth
one that's
is on-
farthest?
Yeah, it's on the west.
Yeah.
They got like half of Australia, bro.
Perth
Well,
does?
Yeah. It's like, it's literally from like just inside the center all the way to the left. But
That's
all the
far.
middle of it is just land.
Yeah.
Because Australia and the US are like the same size.
Yeah, they just don't. There's no population.
And
in
we
the
have
middle.
8 states or something like that. You guys have what, 50?
50.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of people in like the Midwest compared to the coast. Same, but like the number is certainly way
In
lower
America?
in the U.S. Yeah,
Yeah. no, that's the same.
California, it's the most populated state,
Yeah. No,
and
that's-
like you have like New York City and all the East
think
Coast
Sydney.
cities.
Sydney's the most populated. It's got more population than LA, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. 0 for 3.
2 for 1.
This is
Got 2 right.
starting to look like
2
you
and
might
1.
be a little bit of a fraud, Tyrese.
2 and 1.
What was the name of Steve Irwin's TV show? He was the zoo guy.
Yeah, no, I know who he is. What was it called? I didn't watch it, but I seen.
Isn't it older? He's passed. He's been.
He
dead for
died a
little
while ago. He got stung by a stingray.
That's how he died.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I did some research just to figure out the name of the show.
What's it called?
The Crocodile Hunter.
Oh, yeah, I should have known that.
0 for 4.
for
Number
2.
5. Jack White just became the 7th Australian to win an NBA Finals ring.
did.
Who are the other 6?
Delhi was 1.
Toto was 1. I'll just if you can get 4 out of the 6, you should be able to you can get
Bogut?
credit. Yes, Bogut 2.
How many more recent ones, like in sort of my era, are there?
I don't know 2 of the names here. I know the other 2 have to be within the past 10 to 15 years.
Bogut, Delhi.
There's 4 left. 2 you should get. I don't know the other 2. I assume you don't know the names.
What am I missing? Paddy hasn't?
Yeah, Patty
Paddy.
Mills is 1.
He is? Paddy. Who did he win with? San Antonio?
Probably San Antonio.
I think it was with San Antonio, I think. Last one. He's still in his era?
He's still playing, I think.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a hint. He won it with the same team in the same year. He was also on the San Antonio Spurs. Drafted in
Oh,
2009.
was it Jock?
No,
Was he with?
drafted in 2009. Big. All right, that one is Aaron Baines.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I thought you should have gotten. These other 2, I don't know the names. Luke Longley.
Yeah.
And
He was with the Bulls?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that the...
Hold on. Luke Longley.
He would have won with the Bulls.
Yes.
Yeah. With Mike, yeah? Yeah.
He was drafted in 1991.
He played with Michael?
Yeah. Yeah, he was from 94 to 98. He was
Yeah.
on the Bulls.
Who's the last one?
Guy named Andrew Gaze.
Yeah. Gazy.
Gazy. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Who did he win with?
He won it with.
He's an NBL legend, bro. He won.
While Gaze spent most of his career in the NBA with the Melbourne Tigers, he did make it
Yeah,
to
that's
the
what I'm
NBA.
saying. Yeah.
He won it with the San Antonio Spurs in 98-99, a season
Jeez.
where they won the NBA championship.
Aussies and the Spurs, huh?
Yeah. Well, all right. 0 for 5, Tyrese. Hate that for
It was
you.
2 for 3.
Can't
got 2
imagine
right.
the people in Australia are going to be very happy about this. But, occasionally frauds have to be exposed. So, all right. Well, appreciate your time, Tyrese.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Thank you for having me.